Billy Bat Productions presents The Hermanists, a satire show that remixes feminist history into a twisted comedy series. Some episodes contain adult content and strong language, just like in your daily life. This series contains dangerous ideas, possibilities, and a complete rewriting of history, just like in your daily life. Welcome to The Hermanists!
The truth.
Nothing is true.
Everything is broken.
The first thing I do in the morning is brush my teeth. True.
We're all
Did
doomed.
you join the circus? We're all doomed.
Calm down, woman.
Burn it down!
Burn it down!
It's Women O'Clock. This is Women Time. Women Time with the women.
I am a woman.
I'm a woman.
First, today's main stories. In response from pressure for Congress to act by the majority of Americans, the Congress will be staging 4 new shows, including a remount of The Barber of Seville and Les Miserables. Cryptocurrency has taken another hit because the clue is in the name. Crypt. Ooh. And COVID is back in the news. Oh, wait. Nope. Sorry. Nope. It's not in the news. Act like I didn't say that. It's fine. Anyway, in a blow to whales and dolphins, more people are reporting steam coming out of their ears to relieve the pressure. And now our new spot, social media headlines. A comedian made a joke and someone took offense, causing the joke to go viral, and then everyone got to say their opinion on said joke. The comedian lost 3,000 followers, but gained 5,000 followers and landed a 10-episode deal on Netflix. Jennifer Gardner made a lasagna on Instagram and lost 3,000 followers, but gained 5,000 followers and landed a 10-episode series on the Cooking Channel. And I have to change all my social media network logins because my family started following me again and chiming in on my feeds thinking they're as funny as me. They're not, because there's a difference between funny and crazy as a soup sandwich. Women Time. Over to our sports desk where
I will be reporting on women in sports because Courtney got arrested for putting icy hot in jockstraps of a professional ice hockey team. Again, Courtney. Allison Felix, the most decorated American in Olympic history, has retired from the track. She was among 6 mothers on the U.S. track and field team and will continue to use her platform to advocate for maternity rights in sports. Well done, Miss Felix, and we look forward to your next chapter. The women in Ireland have created a new sport involving soda bread, hurling, and insults. Or soda bread and hurling insult. No, I'm sorry. It involves soda bread, hurling, and insults. The men of Ireland have sued for their right to participate, saying, "The women of these isles have some deadly crack. Your man Coogan is a good crack. Ye cannot just leave out men or you'll spoil the crack." Well, good luck to the cracks of Ireland. We wish you well, of course.
Women Time. And now that sporty look. When you first look out on a sports field, you can first identify jerseys or a uniform, cleats or a hat. They carry with them a team insignia or a number to identify the player. But some sports do not. Golf and tennis. Both are sports that involve whacking a little ball around. Grant you it's whacked with precision, but still you're whacking at a little ball. The great thing about golf and tennis is they can be enjoyed by all ages. You don't see many over 50s, or actually what I should say is with few exceptions, you don't see over 50s playing pro soccer or even softball or basketball. No, the over 50s love to whack at a ball. That's their jam. Which brings me to the Women's USGA Senior Open. The Women's USGA Senior Open has only been around since 2018, and with 1 year off due to COVID, it has only been played 4 times, even though the USGA backed the men's tournament since 1980. The first women's tournament was won by Laura Davies of England with a mind-blowing -16, and she was back again this year in Kettering, Ohio at the NCS Country Club, along with the other great golf names from around the world like Alfredsson, Sorenstam, Inkster. As a matter of fact, the field included 377 entries this year. That's a lot of over 50s. So congratulations, and especially to the 120 players who made the cut. And here's the highlight reel. Annika Sorenstam, who won last year with a -12, was paired with Jill McGill, who has never won a major LPGA tournament. And then there was Alfredson, who was leading the day for a good part under par. So there they all are, plodding along, whacking at a small ball with a long stick in a hot and humid sun, the smell of fresh grass, sweat, and Bengay wafting in the air. And the tape that they used for their joints had long since lost its use. It's one thing to watch the young and gifted tramping around a course, but this tournament had all the markings of a do-or-die day. And on this particular golf course, holes 3 through 11 are the toughest. Sorenstam is out there whacking the ball from the rough to the sand trap and out again just to miss a putt. Alfredson, she's holding her own, but she's still hitting it over or under. Inkster is way in the back. She is not having a good golf day. But on this very tough stretch, holes 3 through 11, it was Davies again, crushing it. And then came hole 12. Davies teed it off straight into the trees. Then, in either a very stupid or very heroic attempt to hook it out and back into the fairway, she hit a tree. And the ball bounced back out of bounds. So she had to add the out of bounds plus 1 stroke penalty to her score. Then she did it again, but luckily the ball landed inbounds, but still in the rough. So for her 5th attempt, she whacked the ball out of the rough and on her 6th shot onto the green. And then she had another 2-putt. She quad bogeyed. That's 8. But that opened the field for the rest of the players, and for a while it was anyone's game. Lindley and McGill, neck and neck, were oblivious to any of this that was happening around them and just kept their heads down, grinding out their game. Finally, it was McGill on 18. Sorenstam was out of the running, and she knew it. So they both pitch up to the green. And it's McGill who is away, like far away, so she gets to putt first, and it's short, so she makes another putt, and it's short again, but this time only by a few inches. But as she starts to make that last stroke, just to punch it in, Sorenstam stops her. Now, technically, it would have been Sorenstam's putt, right? But as she starts to finish, just punch it right in, so she's out of Sorenstam's way. Sorenstam stops her. Sorenstam, who has 72 wins in her career, including 10 major titles, is the defending champ from last year's tournament and has had a complete shit day playing golf, stops McGill and tells her to mark the ball where it lay. McGill says, "Why? It's just short." And it was Sorenstam who has to inform her that it will be her winning putt for the tournament. Her first major win at 50 years old. And Sorenstam herself wants McGill to really enjoy the moment, and she also doesn't want to be in the way for McGill when she wins. So how's that for grace and sportsmanship? And that's Annika Sorenstam with today's Sporty Look. And for our trending story segment, we bring you Don't Panic, but...
Don't panic, but there's a new pox on the street. Monkeypox. It occurs when you start singing, "Hey, hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around." Oops. Don't panic, but chickens are mad as hell, and they're not going to take it anymore. Don't panic, but COVID is on the rise with a new strain. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. It's fine. We're all going to be fine. Calm down. It's not like I yelled fire in a crowded theatre or anything. Don't panic, but panic is on the rise, causing slight distress and complete insanity.
Women time. And now the traffic report. Women Time. To round out our Spotlight series, we have Sunshine Stevens back with us with her report on Not All Men. This should be interesting. Tell us, Sunshine, why the report Not All Men?
Okay, here's what it is, all right? Here's the thing. Here's what it is. Not all men. Not all men hate women. Some men are even becoming women, okay? See, these men are now like, whoa, men. They're the best women, really. So you can't say all men because some of them are whoa men. So then, not all men are created equal. Because now they are just like a tenth of the law, and 1/10 is not 100. It's less than 100. Hashtag not all men. Like not all men beat their wives and rape other people. And pets. Not all men rape their pets. So it's important that we create a safe space for those men because we don't want some men getting all dressed up and wandering around not raping pets. No, we don't want just some men wandering around dressed nicely, not like in a tuxedo, but clean-shaven and presentable, maybe wearing khakis and a button-down. Because, you know, they could be a wolf in preppy clothes raping frogs, so you really can't tell if it's not all men or not.
Stop saying rape.
Okay, I mean, I guess one way would be for not all men to stand up and be counted, so we actually know it's not all men. Like the Women's March, you could have the Not All Men March. They could shoulder the humiliation and loss of body autonomy and civil rights, or better yet, they could just give up their rights and then march for some rights. Not all of them, but some rights. But that won't work, and it's just like, boom, I have no rights. Now what? Hashtag now what? You know who does a good job at sharing? Lesbians. We could have all the lesbians come in and teach not all men how to be better sharers. Oh my God, they'd love that. We could have T-shirts made up and have graduation ceremonies with like just one diploma for every 10 not all men. That's brilliant. Write it down. Hashtag lesbomondo. Do I wish it was more men than not believed in equality? Yes, I do. I wish more men of every race, colour and creed looked at a woman and saw a human, not an other. Do I wish all men who had children supported them emotionally and financially while wearing lingerie? Yes, I do.
You forgot to do the interview questions again, didn't you?
No. If you're asking me if asking questions to myself while ignoring your questions is a tried and true manner of controlling interviews, yes, it is. Did I drink last night instead of preparing? Yes, I did. The trick with interviewing is to string together many words but still say nothing. That is a good interview. And I could drive that word train into the station like a conjunction function hooking up words, phrases, and clauses. Hashtag Schoolhouse Rock. I don't need to do interviews. Look around. Half the citizenry are being yanked around by the short and curlies because they have a genetic instinct for crippling responsibility.
You could have informed us on reported statistics just for a balanced interpretation.
Sure. Okay, all right. Okay, statistics. 30% of not all men of the 70% of men. Does that move the ball further down the field for you? No? People care about obstacles in front of them on a daily basis. Women are natural sensibility navigators. There's a book about it. Like, duh. They don't need statistics. Men need statistics as something to hang on to absorb their responsibility. It's like their safety rope. Oh, I see not all men ignore their domestic responsibilities. Well, that must mean me. Those stats are just a male Me Too movement. Hashtag bowel movement. Because when I think of not all men, I have to wonder which men. Is it the men of Twitter saying, how have women not burned it all down? Now that guy has no sense of who women are. He only sees his point of view, what he would do. There's no empathy there.
Okay, but this episode was supposed to kind of be a mea culpa for some men. We aren't here to decry all men.
Which one? Point him out. You don't know. That's right. You don't know. And that is the crux of it.
I can't tell you how much it pains me to say this, but I think you may be onto something there. I'm going to need a minute. Women Time. Welcome back. I am speaking to Sunshine Stevens about her Spotlight report on Not All Men, which is really breaking a ceiling with its absolute lack of in-depth coverage. Now, sunshine. This all brings me back to my first question. Why even report on not all men if you're just gonna...
Okay, thank you. I'm just saying, trust no one. I first started a disinformation campaign of disinformation, but I realized that's just the truth, which is just so passé right now. Truth smooth, I know what I mean. Should I report on the men of the women's suffrage movement? Hashtag virtue signaling? So I just needed to flip the script, right? All feminists are humorless shrews. Flip the script. Not all men rape frogs. Hashtag frog rapers. All feminists hate men. Flip the script. All men hate and fear women. All women prefer pink Pop-Tarts. Flip the script. Not all men have earned a place next to a woman. Hashtag male enhancement. But not all men are toxically generous, virtue-signaling, wife-abusing, rights-marching, power-balancing, gender-respectful, or even frog rapers in khakis. Not all men.
Thank you for that report, Sunshine. Well, thoughts and prayers, fellas, thoughts and prayers. That rounds out our Spotlight series, and next time we have a very special, true-life horror show concerning child care and the reporters who broke that story. Our next 10-episode series on Women Time will be highlighting some absolutely despicable women. We might call it Not All Women. We can't wait, and thank you for joining us. The Hermanists is a Billy Bat production starring Nina Greeley and Sailor Billings. Music by John Bartman from Free Music Archive and sound effects from freesound.org. Thank you for listening. And if the mood strikes you, please like and review.